Hello friends! I know that the last couple of days have been hard for a lot of people, and not gonna lie, today is the 7th, the day I was planning to upload this video, which is still gonna go up today. But I normally try to record these videos at least a few days in advance so I give myself time to edit and put everything together and so it doesn't end up too clunky. But I was just not very motivated, and I'm sure a lot of you don't feel motivated as well. And I questioned if I should make a video or not today, and I questioned what I would talk about, and because I originally planned to have a little bit more of like a stepping into November, what we can do, what we can kind of enjoy in November, and I scrapped that idea for now because I thought today would be better to kind of just remind ourselves it's okay to not be okay. And it's okay to take time to grieve or to feel scared or to feel worried or to feel stressed. When I get stressed, I get the worst belly aches. And so I know that not everybody is directly impacted on what's happening in my home country, the US, but I do know that a lot of people are feeling stressed and worried, and from both sides. It doesn't matter the political situation, but I do have to say I very much support and love and care for all of the people who are affected by the situation. And so I thought today would be It's Okay Not to Be Okay video, because I think it's okay to feel all of those feelings of pain and worry and stress and anxiousness and questioning what the future has in hold. And it's okay to go through all of those emotions, but we have to get through those emotions. We have to step onto the other side. We have to be ready to continue our own lives, because we can't just let this situation bring us all down, because we have each other. And I am here to support you, and I hope you can always come to me. I know I'm just a weird face on your phone or on your screen or wherever, but I hope you know I care deeply for everybody who needs it, and I care for you. And so if you ever want to talk, feel free to reach out to me on Instagram. On YouTube, I know you can't be so private, but you can definitely find me on Instagram. I'm always here to try to make you smile, or just be a support, or just be a friend to listen to you, because I know sometimes that's all we need. So today is about being okay that we're not okay, because tomorrow we're going to wake up, we're going to keep going, and we're going to continue on strong. We're going to support the people we love. We're going to be there for the people we love. We're going to be there for the people that just deserve respect and rights. But today, I accept that I'm not okay, and a lot of us aren't okay, and that's okay. So, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about ways I get through moments like this, because I thought it would be really helpful to hear that, one, you're not alone, and two, there's ways to kind of help you get out of this. Not out of this, but help you motivate yourself forward. And there's a couple ways that I find really exciting. One of them is making bread. Even if you're not a bread maker, the cathartic feeling you get from kneading dough is amazing, because you get to punch it, you get to slap it. So maybe tonight you tell yourself, I'm gonna make a pizza, because pizza, you need a dough. And so you're gonna make your own dough today. You're gonna mix your flour, you're gonna mix your water, your yeast, your sugar, your salt, and your olive oil. You're gonna mix all these together. I'll put a recipe below. And you're just gonna knead this dough to the holy moly lands. You're going to punch this dough, you're going to slap it on the counter, you're going to knead it back and forth. Get all of those feelings you have out by kneading a dough. This has honestly really helped me. And if you decide you don't want to knead dough, grab yourself some clay, grab yourself some Play-Doh, grab something that you can physically hold on to and just slap around and roll around and knead and and just feel it between your hands, because it really helps me, and it really helps me get through some of my emotions. Another way, instead, if you don't want to make bread, or if you don't have clay or Play-Doh, and maybe you're a painter, you can grab yourself a canvas and write all of the negative words in your brain, all of the negative things you're feeling. And you grab yourself some finger paint or acrylic if you don't mind your hands getting a little dirty, and you paint these words with your fingers on this canvas. And after you paint these words on this canvas, you look at it, you feel your feelings, you feel upset, and then you grab the most beautiful colors, the colors that make you happy, and you throw them on top of these disgusting words. You throw them on top of these things to cover them up with something beautiful, because that's what we need to do. We just need to cover up all this nastiness, all this terribleness with the beautiful that's in this world too. And that's another way I've learned to kind of process sometimes my feelings. So making bread or playing with clay or Play-Doh or painting a canvas with beautiful colors that represent the future. So I know those sound very weird, but sometimes for me at least, sitting on the sofa, I just sit in all those feelings and I have no way of expressing them. I know a lot of friends go for a run. So if you're a runner, go for a run. Like, put on those running shoes and don't just go for a casual little run. Put on those running shoes and sprint. Waste all of that excess energy you have in your system so that way you can feel empty. Not empty in a bad way, but like, I wanted to say leer in German, but so you can release all of those feelings you have. And that's what we're trying to do in this situation. We're trying to find ways to release some of the worry, the stress, the anxiousness, the anger, all of those feelings. We're looking at how to get rid of them, or to push them down a little bit. Not push them down in our feelings, but to push them out. We want to push them out. So we are going to make a pizza. We're going to paint a canvas, or we're going to go for a run, or we're going to find anything that's going to help you just get rid of some of those feelings, so that way they're not sitting in you, but so you can express them and let them out, but not express them to anybody around you, because we don't want to take any of our negative feelings to anybody else. We want to just release them in a positive way. So that was a lot, I know. So these are kind of ways I let feelings out, but sometimes we also just need to sit in feelings. And one of the ways I've learned to kind of sit with feelings is by reading books. And I know I'm putting books into this video, but honestly, books have helped me so much to be able to process feelings, cry, laugh, feel cozy and comfy, feel heard, even though like you're reading the book. But this reading has really helped me, and I actually bought 2 books today that I thought would be really helpful. So I'm going to leave those 2 books to the end and then talk about 8 others that I have read and I want to share and I think would be really helpful for you as well. And these are just books that I consider cozy or good feeling, or books that make me feel heard or make me understand the world a little bit. So I figured I would talk about these 8 books and then talk about the 2 books I bought and why I bought those books. And the first book I'm going to actually talk about is kind of funny because I bought this on a whim, but I think is actually very, very helpful for the world that we're living in right now. And it's called Jerks at Work by Tessa West. I bought this book because I had worked with some very difficult people in the past, unfortunately, and this was really helpful. It just kind of teaches you how to work and react to people that you may not see eye to eye with, and I think this is going to be very helpful right now. I remember 8 years ago when things happened and there was a lot of disconnect and fighting and arguing and stress and misunderstandings, and And sometimes I think it would be best if we just sat down and heard each other, but I know it's impossible with some people. But this has actually been really helpful, not just in my work life, but also in my personal life. This has been really helpful in understanding how people think, understanding how other people think that aren't like in a creative mind like mine, or I can be very empathetic and be kind of emotional sometimes. So I've learned like how to handle my emotions in a situation, not because my emotions are bad, but because I need to make sure I understand how I'm feeling. And this has been really helpful in understanding my feelings, understanding other people's feelings, understanding the feelings that are going around, understanding actions, understanding why people do certain things, understanding that some people we just can't work well with, and that's okay. But fighting is never going to be the answer. So this is kind of a great book for work if you work in a little situation like that. But I have actually found this very, very, very helpful in my personal life as well, or dealing with people out in reality. So Jerks at Work, really great. There's a couple really, really amazing things that have been talked about in this book. These are examples. So this is just the introduction, and it talks about how we should read this book, and it talks about the different jerks at work. And one's the kick downer, so the person that's going to kick you down so they can go ahead and climb the ladder. You're going to have those people also in your personal life, unfortunately. You have the credit stealer, you have the bulldozer, the free rider, the micromanagers, the neglectful bosses, and also the gaslighters. And gaslighters are something a lot of us have been hearing about lately, especially when it comes to, unfortunately, unhealthy relationships. But I think we're going to fall into that situation where we're going to have gaslighters also in our personal lives that aren't just relationships of romantic types, but also relationships of friendship and working relationships. So really great book to read just to kind of understand people, understand how people work, and also understand how you can work with those people. Not saying you should shape yourself around the people like this, but instead it's looking at how we can, one, not have to deal with these people, be able to go away from them, and understanding when to say goodbye, and then also how we can just coexist for just a moment for when we really need it. So I know this is a weird one, but I actually think this is really helpful for situations, especially what's happening right now. Kind of still keeping on like the self-help book, but not really self-help. It's more of a book that helped me a lot, especially when I was recognizing my anxieties and understanding my anxieties, and that's Jenny Lawson's Broken, in the best possible way. Broken was such a lovely, lovely nonfiction. This was a really great book for when I was looking for not answers, but kind of somebody to share my feelings with. And this is when I was talking about feeling heard. Broken, Jenny Lawson talks a lot about her anxieties and how she was dealing with social anxieties, just every anxiety, and learning how to live with those anxieties and still continue on with her life. And I think that's something that I have struggled with, but also learned to grow with as well. And I think a lot of us have some anxieties right now, and it's really important to not let those anxieties control us, but one, understand those anxieties, understand where they're coming from, and then understand what we can do to make ourselves feel better. If that means taking the time to sit down, relax, take breathing, do it. If that means kneading some bread to get out some excess energy, do it. If that means going to talk to somebody, do it. It's completely okay, and it's good to know where your limits are, and it's good to understand what you need. And so Jenny Lawson was really great because I felt like I could relate to her in certain ways, but that I could also understand that asking for help or going to get help is never a bad thing, and it's completely okay. And also understanding who you are and what you need, and taking care of yourself as number one is really, really important. Do what's best for you in a situation, not what's best for everybody else, because sometimes we have to look out for ourselves, and that's okay. So really lovely stories. We follow different stories, different things that happen in Jenny Lawson's life in this book. We follow how she, like I said, handles her anxieties, how she handles mental health, and how she has become who she is. And I thought it was really great. Stepping away from like self-help or nonfiction, I would love to talk about some books that just feel cozy and like hopeful. And a lot of these books I've talked about before, so I do apologize if you are hearing repeats, but these books are like a hug, and sometimes all we need is just a hug. So I'm going to recommend these again. Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldree. This is honestly a hug in a cup. Literally, she owns a little cafe, and you don't know who I'm talking about. Liv, who's an ogre, owns a little cafe, and she builds up her cafe out of nothing. And it's a really, truly inspirational story. It's very cozy. It's very happy. We follow these wonderful characters that are just trying to find happiness. And I think that's what a lot of us are doing. And so I found it really inspirational just on the feelings that they were creating and the feelings that Liv unfortunately goes through a lot of stuff, but she's always pushing to go more. And she's always pushing to say, hey, this sucks, but we're going to keep going. And I think that's something we all have to remember is this sucks, but we're going to keep going. I really recommend this one. I recommend this one all the time. This one I had just read this year, actually, and it's called The Paris Bookseller by Carrie Mayer. I know it sounds like a weird book to recommend right now, but it was also very inspirational in the sense of things get hard and we're just going to keep going. And this is actually following Sylvia Beach, who literally fought against everybody to get the book Ulysses published. And she had everything against her. She was drowning in just unfortunate circumstances and problems and negativity and all these other things, and she still pushed forward. And I think that's something that I am really trying to, what's the good word for it? I'm really trying to hone in on my own feelings, is being motivated, pushing forward, and continuing forward, because that's the best thing we can do. Not giving up, not saying, oh, well, guess we're waiting again, but instead being there and keep going and just being strong, because we need to be. And so Sylvia Beach was definitely inspirational in this novel. She opened up her own bookstore in Paris. She continued working with amazing authors. She finally pushed through Ulysses and got it published after all the problems. And don't worry, I didn't spoil you. That's one of the big plots in this book, and it's a well-known plot. But definitely inspirational and definitely really great reading if you need something to be like, yeah, we're gonna do this. These books are more kind of lighthearted and just kind of a little hug in the sense of being like, you just need something good to read. And Tress of the Emerald Sea by Brandon Sanderson, I just find it as a very good read, a very comfy read, a read where I can read it and just be like, we're going on an adventure. And this book is an adventure. And we follow a young woman named Tress who's left her island that she's known, that's been her safe haven, even though it's dangerous. And she is off on this situation, on this adventure, on this unfortunate thing, because things keep going wrong. And I think that's if you haven't noticed, that's kind of one of my topics. When things go wrong, we just have to keep going forward. And Tress is definitely one of those characters that you're just hoping and cheering on and hoping that she gets to the next part. And it's very motivational in the sense of just being like, hey, excuse my language, shit happens and we're going to keep going. Shit happens and we're going to keep going, and repeat and repeat and repeat, because we have to keep going. This one is just if you need a good cry. I think sometimes we just need a good cry to let out a lot of things. The Traveling Cat Chronicles by Hiroyo Arikawa. If you need a good cry, this is gonna be the book for you. I absolutely love this. This is one of my favorite books I've read. It is definitely beautifully written. It's a Japanese literature novel. It's about a man who finds a cat and he wants to find this cat a new home. And we follow his journey of visiting friends and family, of trying to figure out where he can bring his cat. And it's just really beautiful. And it's gonna make you cry, but if you need a good cry, I think this is the best book because it's just so heartfelt and you're just gonna, it's a good one. It's a really, really good one. And I sometimes need a good cry and I like to pick this one up. If you're just looking for something that's gonna make you smile and a quick read, Pumpkinheads by Rainbow Rowell. And it's, I think it's illustrated by Faith Erin Hicks. This is just a sweet, sweet little book. It's about friendship and love and friendship and finding happiness and doing what's best for us sometimes. And I think that's exactly what we need to do, is we need to do what's best for us. And that's all that today is about. It's okay not to be okay. And it's okay to get lost in something for a little bit. You don't have to fight all the time. You do have to take care of yourself. But it's okay to fall in love with something small, to get out of it, finish it, and continue on stronger. So Pumpkinheads is really sweet. I know it's not October anymore, but I still think this is a wonderful little graphic novel and really, really perfect for a book that's just gonna make you smile and fall in love and make you feel happiness. These two I'm going to put together because I said I was only doing 10 books, but I have 2 extras here and then I have 2 on my computer. But I'm gonna do these 2 together because I'm cheating. So we're going to talk about The Peregrine by J.A. Baker, and we're going to talk about Night Sky with Exit Wounds by Ocean Vuong. These both are wonderfully written. This is a book of poetry, and this is a book of a diary. And they're both about different things, but they're really, really beautiful. And if you just want kind of raw emotion, both of these are really wonderful. So The Peregrine by J.A. Baker is so beautifully written. It's literally about a hawk. It's literally about a man who writes diary entries about hawks and his observations. It's raw, it's brutal, it's honest, it's beautiful, and it's one of those books where you're just going to be shocked with how much you love it. And these are one of those books where I'm like, nature is weird and screwed up sometimes, but nature is also honest. It's real. It's the factual life of what everything looks like. And so The Peregrine is really beautiful, but really hefty. But I highly recommend. Night Sky with Exit Wounds by Ocean Vuong is a book of poems. Again, it's raw, it's full of pain, but beautiful pain and hardship. And it's just one of those books of poems where you're just kind of shocked with the reality of the world. And I know that's not very descriptive of either of these, but I truly, honestly feel that these 2 books are wonderfully written. It's really interesting also, if you don't know Ocean Vuong or his story, I highly recommend you check it out. He's written some wonderful, wonderful novels, some wonderful short stories, and also some really amazing poetry. I'm not a poetry reader, but I've really fallen in love with this one. And I highly recommend these if you're looking for just raw, true emotion of life. All right, 2 books I bought online. I bought these books because I searched books to read when you're not okay. That's literally what I searched, and these are the 2 books that I found that I was like, yeah, these books are going to fit. I have to open my Surface so that way I can pull up the books real quick though. Okay, so the first one is called How to Be a Wildflower, a Field Guide. And I'm going to read you the little synopsis because I have no idea what this book is about, but the synopsis is helpful because then we both know. I kind of know what it's about because I bought it, but I wanted, you understand what I'm trying to say. A fresh perspective on outdoor exploration, a new adventure about to begin. How to Be a Wildflower is the book to celebrate these and other wide open occasions, encouraging self-discovery through encountering with nature. Beloved artist Katie Daisy brings her beautiful paintings and lettering to this collection of things to do and make, quotes, meditations, natural history, and more. Maintains wonder and inspiration with a collection of peaceful pages filled with things such as prompt to hike by the light of the moon, a recipe to make rhubarb pie, and a place to press flowers. Features stunning and whimsical illustrations to fill you with a serene and calming thoughts that inspire a close relationship with the world around you. Features stunning and whimsical illustrations to fill you with serene and calming thoughts that inspire a closer relationship with the world around you. And I think for me, during this time, I really love being out in nature. I think it's very calming and very eye-opening. I think that's one of the reasons why I really liked the Peregrine, is because it's very raw. And I think to get a handle on reality sometimes, stepping out into the wilderness is really good. I think this book is going to be filled with truly truly wonderful things. It's beautifully illustrated. I was really interested in it because of the beautiful illustrations. It just looks very cozy, very warm, very happy, and I think it could be very perfect for my well-being at this moment. The other book I purchased was The Keeper of Lost Things by Ruth Hogan. And this is a little bit more of a sweeter story, but I thought would be a really, really wonderful story to read. The synopsis reads, Meet the Keeper of Lost Things. Once a celebrated author of short stories, now in his twilight years, Anthony Perdue has spent half his life collecting lost objects, trying to atone for a promise broken many years before. Realizing he is running out of time, he leaves his house and all its lost treasures to his assistant Laura, and the one person he can trust to fulfill his legacy and reunite the thousands of objects with their rightful owners. But the final wishes of the Keeper of Lost Things have unforeseen repercussions, which trigger a most serendipitous series of encounters. So I know it doesn't make any sense why I got that book. I also just love the cute little dress on the front cover. But one of the reasons why I thought this book would be really perfect for right now is I feel sometimes I can feel very lost during this time. I can feel like I don't know what to do for the people around me or how to help. And I know this is about lost items, but I think sometimes getting a view of something lost and feeling lost, I don't know, it connects me to reality. And I know it sounds very odd. It sounds very made up, but right now is really hard. I want to be there for the people I care about, and I want to also hold true to my feelings that I have. I want to be able to express my opinion without stressing. I feel very lost in how I'm supposed to communicate with people around me. And I just want to do the right thing and be the person I want to be without feeling questions of if I'm being the person I should be. And this book, yeah, is about lost objects, but I think sometimes, for some reason, I got this feeling that like I was going to be able to connect with it. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to, but it seems like also like a happy book, and I just need some happy feelings right now. Fox cup, by the way. It's also been my goal is to be wear things that make me happy, do things that make me happy. I have my little ghost earrings because they make me happy. I'm drinking on my Fox cup because it makes me happy. I'm making this video with you because it makes me happy. I think this video, like I said, is all over the place. It may not make sense, and I'm sorry for that, but I really just wanted to be there for you, and I hope it does help you, and I hope it was, you at least felt like you had a friend by your side for a little bit. I don't want you to think I'm belittling the situation that's happening right now. That was one of my worries about making this video, is I don't want you to think bad about me to do this. I just wanted to, one, show my support, two, show ways that I get through some of my feelings I'm having, because I think sometimes it's really good not to, sometimes I feel like it's really good to know that you're not alone, and find new ways to get through some certain feelings. But I also don't want to be alone either, and so I wanted to come on here and be with you guys for a little bit. So, a lot of emotions going on in this video, and I hope that's okay. And like I said, I'm here to support you. I'm here to be with you. I'm here to be a soundboard if you need one. And if you need anything, I'm here for you. And I hope you're doing okay. Because that's all we can do right now. It's okay to be okay. And we're okay. So, I hope you have a wonderful cup of coffee or a wonderful cup of tea. Drink something that's going to make your heart feel warm and happy, because we just start with the small things first and work our way up. So, if you need anything, reach out to me. Reach out to help. Reach out to friends. Reach out to family that you can trust. And I am here for you. I know I've said that a couple times, but I really want you to know I'm actually here for you. So I'm going to let you go for now. But if you need any other recommendations on how to get some feelings out, or maybe you want a recommendation about a book you can read that can make you feel angry or frightened, or we don't need to feel more frightened, never mind. But feel angry, or feel happiness, or feel love, or feel anything, let me know. I'm happy to share my thoughts. I would love to know how you're doing, even if it's just a thumbs up in the comments below. If you're okay, put a thumbs up. I would love to know that you're okay. If you're feeling a little lost like I am, maybe you can put the little guy with the little searchy, McGonagall is not the right word. Oh, I forgot the name of the little thing that you put in your eye. The little like boop thing. And we can be there for each other. So I hope you have an okay day. I hope you're okay. And I know we're gonna be okay. And after okay, we're gonna be better. And after better, we're gonna freaking kick butt, because that's what we're best at. So I wish you an okay day. And it's okay to be okay. So until next time, you guys, I'll see you guys soon. Ciao!